Hiking and being outside is something that I've always loved, but not something that I've always done. And later I'm going to tell you a story about why that is and how it pertains to me going on the AT in, it's actually like 1 week. I think it's 1 week from no, 1 week from tomorrow is whenever I leave for it. Obviously you go outside a lot whenever you're a kid, right? You go outside, you play with your friends, and you spend a lot of time out there, and it's just like full of magic and wonder. And then whenever you get older, it's almost feels like work. Even though all of this pertains to me, I think maybe there's some truth that you can apply for yourself as well. But going outside now has more significance to me than it did whenever I was a kid. It's done more for me. Whether it's just walking around in the woods, taking in the air, taking in these scenic things that maybe I couldn't see before. There's something about just going through and being outside compared to being inside or even in a city, specifically for me in the woods. Whether it's walking over a log, climbing a rock, just being out in God's creation makes me feel different. Not always better, because I don't necessarily want to go outside whenever it's raining and thunderstorming and hailing, right? But it's given me a different mindset, and that's why I'm really excited to get back to it coming up on this trip. But I want to share this story with you now about what hiking used to be for me and what it's going to be for me moving forward. And with that, we're not going to be here on the white chair anymore. We're going to get outside. So I haven't always been a hiker. Even though I hiked in 2022, the Appalachian Trail, there was a time in my life where I hiked a lot, and there was a time in my life where I didn't do any hiking at all. And I want to tell you why that is and how it's affected me. So in 2017 and 2018, during college, for 2 summers, me and one of my friends religiously hiked outside. Even though I had other things going on like a job, things were simpler and I wanted to get outside more because I wasn't, spoiler alert, I wasn't overthinking. And that's kind of the downfall that happens later. Those were 2 of the best summers for my life because my mentality was different. I had a different outlook because I felt like I was doing something for myself. And since then, it's easy to overthink life and to get bogged down, but I'm really chalking those 2 summers up to being better because I got outside and I, kept a good balance between exercise, being inside, and I just want to tell you how that affected me mentally and how I've been since then without that. So, since I graduated college, I haven't really gotten outside much because whether I was working a whole lot or not working at all, and either way, I just wanted to stay inside because going outside felt like too much effort. And that's one thing that I think has affected me a lot in the negative way, is that thinking things would take too much effort, even though they had a great payoff, like going to the gym or going outside and doing a hike. I didn't do them, and it had a negative effect on me, like a big negative effect on me. It allowed me to be feeling stuck in places where I feel like if I would have just got out and made the little bit of effort it takes to start, it could have had great changes in my life. Basically, I felt so much less inspired whenever I have the stuck way of thinking. And even though being inside is my comfort and it's where I find some stress relief, too much of that is a bad thing. And that's one reason I'm really looking forward to going on this trip here in a week and a half, is because I'm gonna get outside, I'm gonna get new ideas. And every time that I've went on like even a small hike like we're doing right now, I just feel different. My mind is opened up to more ideas than whenever I'm just sitting in a complacent spot. It got to the point though where instead of making the effort and trying to change something, I'd rather just stay inside. Because the mentality that comes along after you do the same thing for so long, the mentality is just why bother? Because is anything really gonna change if I do this? And that's not a good mentality to hang on to. And I hung on to that for about the past 2 years, ever since I quit. Because after a big failure like that, it's hard to motivate yourself to do something else, because the thought is, what if I fail again? That's why I'm so excited about this trip. I get to immerse myself in this and not have the option of holding myself back like I normally do. Being fully out in this, getting the exercise, feeling the wind, the air, the seasons, is gonna be difficult. It's gonna be uncomfortable. But I think, and I know from my past, if I decide to do this, if I get outside, if I continue, and potentially this might go for the same for you as well, I think this is gonna change my life. And I'm excited about that. And I'm also kind of scared because changing your life is a big deal. I tell you all of that in that story to say this. I've been wanting things to change in my life for 2 years now, maybe longer. And I think why I'm so attached and wanting to talk about this trip so much specifically is because somewhere in the back of my mind, I feel like this is the change in my life I've needed. Something that really breaks up the monotony, the going from one job to the next job, the moving in, figuring out how to pay the bills, and all of that stuff whenever I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I feel like I'm gonna get some clarity, and I feel like this, as you heard me say at the end of my story, I feel like this is gonna change my life in one way or the other. I don't know what that really means, but that is like in the back of my mind, going outside is gonna change my life. And it's definitely gonna unstick me from the day-to-day stuff that I get tangled up in. I think that's why I'm looking forward to it so much. Not necessarily because I get to go outside and because I get to go on this grand adventure and hike all these different states. I think it's because it's finally gonna be the change I've been looking for. What is that? What? Okay. You guys hear that? Mika said that you should like and subscribe. What was that else? And she said to like the like and to subscribe. Wait, what was that? She didn't say anything else. She just said like and subscribe. Oh, and I'll just tell you to hit the bell. Picture frames, lavender and pain. They all live here. Within this romance, I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Picture frames, lavender and pain. They all live here. Within this romance, I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Just tell me I belong. That I'm the lucky one. Is like, why even bother? I need a second.
Parkour! 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 Parkour!
You think people would be upset with me shaking the tree? Showing my elite 207-pound balance. Ooh. Don't include that.